All right, what is going on, everybody? We are live here in the After Review studio. I am your host, Pete. Hope everyone is having a fantastic Thanksgiving weekend. The big day is tomorrow, so we got games we got to pick going into Thursday. 3 games on Thanksgiving, a full slate of NFL games. So yeah, 16 games this weekend. We'll have a couple more buys next weekend, and then we will be ready to rock and roll for the rest of the season. Derby, what's up? Hope everyone's having a good time, getting ready. Gonna have some nice turkey tomorrow, but we got to pick our games for week 13. An interesting slate. Like I said, we got 3 games tomorrow. Got a game on Black Friday. Normal slate whatsoever. Sunday Night Football, Monday Night Football. I think there's 2 buys next week. There's 4 teams on bye next week. So a little bit less for that, but everybody buckle up, buckle in. Can't wait for Derby locked in for that food coma. I'm looking forward to it too. I got to drop bird tomorrow. I'm cooking the turkey tomorrow. Going to fry up that bad boy. I've been prepping all day today. So should be a lot of fun. Don't have much more to do. So I'm here to hang out with my guys and gals, sip on some bevs, get ready to enjoy the weekend. I am at about a 9.5 on the anxiety scale for Friday. So yeah, you guys know the deal over here. But first game up, this is honestly one of the best Thanksgiving slates I can think of in a long time. 2 really good games and a third very interesting game. NFC North battle, Lions and the Packers. These teams met week 1 in Lambeau. Green Bay absolutely demolished the Lions. One of the weaker performances from the Lions this season. We saw early in the game, like they were kind of outmatched everywhere. Didn't know what to do. Just got bullied up front. Now they get some reinforcements. Frank Ragnow unretires at just 29 years young. They're all pro center. He's not going to play this week, it sounds like, but he will be back next week, it looks like. So Lions getting some much needed help on the offensive front. Lions at home. I'm just super unimpressed with this Packers team. Packers 3-7, 3-1. They should be 7-4. Green Bay does rank 6th in DVOA. Detroit ranks 4th though. That's a nice little stat to look at here. DVOA rankings. We had the Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago between the Rams and the Seahawks, 1 and 2. Surprised to see Indy still up there at number 3. Kansas City right there at 5. So everybody getting upset that people are saying the Chiefs are back. Chiefs are still for real. Chiefs, one of the best DVOA teams in the league. When you compare it to the bottom, Tennessee, Las Vegas, New Orleans, Cleveland. Now, I think Cleveland will shoot up a little bit. Cincinnati, Carolina, the Jets, Minnesota. Yikes. My Vikings are cooked, boys, over here. But yeah, Green Bay's been pretty good. Total defense, they rank 4th in total defense. Where are they in scoring? Points per game. Packers 5th in points per game. Their offense is honestly what's let them down. They're not a super high-flying scoring offense. Besides the one game, we have the number 2 offense in the Detroit Lions over there. Green Bay, kind of the middle of the pack. Middle of the pack for the Packers at 23.9. That checks out. They had the one big 40-point performance against Dallas. Other than that, kind of shit offensive performances week in and week out. Hit that like button, guys, if you haven't already. If you're new here, drop a sub. We got daily sports content for you guys. We got live streams. We got videos. We got shorts. We got it all over here. So hit that like button. Helps the stream out a ton. Gets us out into the algorithm so everyone else can see us. Riker, what's up? And welcome. Appreciate the sub. Riker with the sub. Shout out, big dog. Appreciate that. Green Bay, good against the pass. Their pass rush is obviously key. 185, they rank 5th in pass rushing. Yards per game rushing, they've been a pretty good team. They rank 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th in rushing. But it feels like you've been able to run against Green Bay the last month or so. We saw Carolina run very effectively against them with Rico Dowdle. We saw Minnesota run really, really well against Green Bay in the first half. Lions are also a much better team at home than they are on the road. Scored a shit ton of points last weekend against the Giants. I know they went to overtime. I know it was close. I'm just not super blown away by this Packers. We've been down on the Packers all year. I think the Lions have to win this game. They're currently out of the playoff picture. I like the Lions with the points as well. I think it's under a field goal. But I think Detroit just wins this game. They find a way, getting a little boost, even if Ragrow's not playing. The morale is going to be up for this team. Jahmyr Gibbs has been absolutely insane. Could be competing with Jonathan Taylor for Offensive Player of the Year right now. On an absolute tear the last 3 or 4 weeks. I'm really, really liking the Lions in this game. I have not been... Packers kind of pissed me off. Also. Awful. All right, next game up. Sorry, guys. Phone is blowing up. Okay. Anyway, Cowboys-Chiefs. Let's lock in. Cowboys-Chiefs. Big game for this one. Interesting game. Cowboys have actually looked good the last few weeks. The statistics aren't going to show it, but the Cowboys defense has been good the last 2 weeks. Since they traded for Quinnen Williams, since they've gotten a couple guys back off the IR, Cowboys defense has been really good. They've been a really strong unit, top 12 in pretty much every statistical category. Now, they played Vegas. They're terrible. Had a rough first 4 drives against the Eagles, but then shut them out in the second half. And we know this Cowboys offense is good. George Pickens, only the second receiver over 1,000 yards this season, him and JSN. George Pickens has been great. CeeDee Lamb's got a case of the dropsies, but he'll figure that out, I think. And the run game's been solid. Javonte Williams, much more consistent running game from the Cowboys this year. Kansas City, on the other hand, been kind of up and down. They're terrible in close games is the problem. Chiefs are 0 now they're 1-5 in one-score games. They win in overtime against the Colts. I loved what I saw from Kansas City in the second half of that game. They shut down the Colts offense. They took away Jonathan Taylor the last few drives. Colts couldn't really do anything. They don't have a receiver besides Rashee Rice to beat man, which is kind of concerning. Rashee Rice did have a big day in the second half, but he's their only man beater. They ran the ball 29 times for like 100 yards with Kareem Hunt, so not super efficient, but they kept to the running game. They got the running game going. That's big for Kansas City. You can move the football on Dallas, like I said, not as effectively as they've been in the past. And by the past, I mean earlier in the season, but you can still move the ball against Dallas here. Philly didn't even try and run the football. And that was it. Like, I don't know what Philly did. So I think this is going to be a close game. I like Dallas at home getting the 5 points here. Teams coming off of, I think they're getting 3.5, actually. I lied. They got 5.5 last week against Philly. Teams coming off the bye, or teams coming off of an overtime game on a short week as a favorite on the road are like 0-15 against the spread the last 15. I saw some stat like that. So expect a close game here. I think this is going to be a really tight game. I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think it's going to be a fun game. I like the Chiefs, though, to win. I think Kansas City wins. Would not be surprised at all if Dallas squeaks out a win in this game. I think Dallas has a very, very good team overall. Defense is promising. Defense is promising. Offense, it's hit or miss in some weeks. We've seen some bad Cowboy performances. Where do they rank offensively? They're number 1 in yards per game, but they're not quite tops. They're fourth in scoring, excuse me. So they've had some clunkers out there, especially against better teams. Let's see, 14 against the Bears. That's weird. Only 27 against the Panthers. Not as weird. 24 against the Broncos. They were sloppy. 17 against Arizona is probably their worst performance against a bad defense. Arizona's not a good football team. We tried to tell everybody they were terrible. But other than that, 24 against the Eagles, very good defense. Most of it in the second half. 33 against the Raiders, terrible team. 44 against the Commies, bad team. 37 against the Jets, 40 against the Packers, 40 against the Giants, and 20 against the Eagles the first time, week 1. I like Dallas to keep this game close. I am going to take the Chiefs, though, to win this game. I think Kansas City's just the better team. They're easier to deal with. They're just easier team to bet on. I trust them. So after you've ate all the turkey, all the stuffing, all the mashed potatoes, all the sides, whatever you got, You've had a piece of pie. You can cuddle up, curl up. We're heading to Baltimore for the late slate. Cincinnati traveling to the Ravens, and our guy is back. Joe Burrow finally making a return after the turf toe injury, has surgery on his foot. He is back in action, as well as Jamar Chase coming off the suspension last week. And the Ravens have kind of been weird. Like, their defense has been really good for probably about 6 games now. Really strong ever since they moved Kyle Hamilton into the box. Really strong performance from him. But the offense is concerning. Like, what are we getting out of our guy, Lamar Jackson? He kind of feels like he's going through the motions, especially since that hamstring injury. He just doesn't look good. And Derrick Henry looks, Derrick Henry looks a little older. You can kind of see it. He's not as explosive as he was last year. It's just not as smooth of an operation. And the receivers are kind of bad. Zay Flowers is, whatever. Mark Andrews is having a good year. But it's just kind of a weird vibe in Baltimore right now. Offensively, at least. Defense has been, the vibes are great defensively. But I think Joe Burrow's going to struggle a little bit coming back from the injury. I think things aren't going to be as crisp as they've been with Joe Flacco. Obviously, not a short week for him and Chase, so that helps out a lot. Chase Brown had a nice game against New England. I do like to see the running game going. And T. Higgins has already been ruled out. Trey Hendrickson already ruled out. He's been out forever. Who cares? Disaster season for them. So, with that being said, I think it'll be an interesting game. I like the Ravens to keep on the streak. They've won 5 in a row. They're in first place in the AFC North. Give me the Ravens to go 6 in a row. We knew this could be a potential with the Ravens schedule. Very, very available schedule for the Ravens. And I think they're going to do enough to squeak out a win on Thursday night. So, lock in. I know everyone's got to spend time with the fam, eating food, but this is maybe too good of an NFL slate because you got to be locked in for at least the first 2 early games. And the third game is also very, very intriguing with Joe Burrow back and the Ravens winning 5 in a row. Probably the last gasp for the Bengals. I'm assuming their season is done. Might actually draft some defensive players overall. But really great Thanksgiving slate, guys. Really great Thanksgiving slate. Let's move into Black Friday. Bears and the Eagles. Oof. This is tough. Tough game. All right, Bears-Eagles. Bears are the luckiest team in the NFL. They are 8-3, somehow in first place in the NFC North. I literally don't know how the Bears are here. They haven't played anybody. They've been beaten by the 3 good teams they've played, and not even a good team. They got killed. They lose to Minnesota week 1, get bitch slapped by the Lions, get bitch slapped by the Ravens, and they've played a bunch of potatoes everywhere else. So the schedule has been favorable, but holy shit, they are pulling games out of their asshole, man. Just straight up out of their ass. Like, field goals, crazy special teams returns. It's just been a cavalcade of good luck for the Bears. Decades of terrible luck for this Chicago team has really kind of flipped it on its head. I don't know, man. Eagles in a good spot here, though. A little shorter week, obviously Friday. Not a full short week, but a shorter week. At home, kind of an embarrassment against the Cowboys. You blow a 21-point lead. The vibes are not good in Philly. This offense is just so bad, guys. I don't know what to do with this Eagles offense. It's pretty atrocious, all things considered. They don't run the football. They struggle out of the I formation. They don't get things done. Like, they can't even hand the ball off under center. It's just, like, kind of pathetic for Philly in the run game. Passing game is whatever. We know Jalen Hurts is just limited as a quarterback. If you want to ride the Jalen Hurts train, go right ahead. I am not going to partake in any of that Jalen Hurts nonsense. He's a mid quarterback, guys. Jalen Hurts, a very average quarterback on a very good team. Offensive line also isn't as dominant as it was last year, and Saquon's kind of lost half a step. Not as explosive, not turning these runs into big, huge chunk plays over there. But the Eagles defense is a fantastic unit. I think they're really coming into shape. Tough second half against the Cowboys, but not really. Eagles turned the ball over twice, put them in bad spots. They got that stop. Cowboys had second and goal from the 1, and they get 3 straight stops from the 1 there. Eagles defense did all they could to try and keep them in the game. Offense literally couldn't get any points in the second half against the Cowboys defense. They did pick up some injuries. Andrew Makuba, it looks like, is out now for the sustained period of time, maybe the season. Had an ankle fracture, I believe. So that does hurt the rookie out of Texas in the secondary. I just think the Bears are due. Like, just keep fading the Bears. I'm going to keep fading the Bears. This game might be close because the Bears play only close games. I just want to kind of fade the Bears. They do Bears things. They bear it up. They keep it close. They're not that fucking good, though. The Bears suck, man. Bears are the worst 8-win team I think I've ever seen. They remind me of a lot of Steelers teams that like would win 9-10 games like we saw, and they just wouldn't be good, and we wouldn't feel they were good, and we'd be like, what the hell, man? Anyways, let's move into Sunday's action. A bad weather weekend. It looks like the weather is going to be really awkward. Yeah, across the league. Sunday's not going to be super pretty for everybody. It's going to be kind of rainy, shitty weather out there across the league. Cleveland, San Francisco. All right. Let's not freak out, guys. Shedeur Sanders was fine. He was nothing crazy. 11 of 20, 200 yards, a touchdown, and a really bad interception. And the touchdown pass was a 3rd and 9 screen pass that they took for 70 yards to the house. He was fine. I felt like he gave them a little bit more in the passing game, pushing the ball downfield. Really, it's this Browns defense. Myles Garrett's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. He's probably going to shatter the sack record. He's at 18 sacks with 6 games to play. He only needs 5 sacks to break the record, and he's got 6 games, so less than a sack a game, and my man is averaging like 2.5 sacks, 3 sacks over the last 4 or 5. Like, he's been unreal lately. So this Browns defense is going to be a problem. If you remember 2 years ago, it might have been 3 years ago now, Brock Purdy's first season in San Francisco, they lose this game. They were a dominant team. The Browns were terrible. Jake Moody misses a field goal as a rookie to lose this game late at the gun. Cleveland's defense at home is probably a top 5 defense. These guys are scary out there. I didn't love what I saw from the Niners offensively. That's a lot of Christian McCaffrey. He's starting to rack up miles. Brock Purdy looked a little off, and the arm looked weak. The arm didn't look good. Maybe he can't plant. I don't know what was going on with Brock Purdy, our guy. But this game smells and screams like an upset. I'm going to take San Francisco. You know what? I'm calling it. I'm flipping it. We're going Cleveland with the upset here, boys. I like the Browns to get this win. They're getting a shit ton of points as well. It just feels like a trap game. Short week for the 49ers. I don't know, man. I got a really good vibe for the Browns, and I'm not a Shedeur guy. Not a Shedeur Sanders guy. I think their defense is just going to win the day against Frisco. And the Niners defense is really, really hurt and banged up. Now, Robert Saleh's scheme could give Shedeur fits, but run the football, keep possession, let that defense cook against the Niners. I think this has got upset written all over it. It's going to be cold and wet and gross out. So I like Cleveland. That's my upset of the week right now. The Cleveland Browns. I can't believe I'm taking Cleveland. They are at home, though, which gives me a little bit more vibes. All right, next game, Jags-Titans. Oh, my God. Jags-Titans. Ew. I like the Titans with the points here. I could see the Titans winning this game. Jacksonville's so bad. They do so much stupid shit. All right. Weird game here. I don't know what to do with the Titans. They feel so bad. Cam Ward has looked better offensively. Trevor Lawrence sucks. He's not good. Trevor Lawrence is bad. I'm gonna take the Jaguars, but do not be. The Jaguars just do the exact opposite of whatever I think the Jaguars are gonna do. I think the Jaguars are gonna look competent, win the game. The Jaguars lose and shit their pants. Jaguars look bad. I think they're gonna lose. They dominate, kick the Chargers' ass. I don't know what to do with Jacksonville. My coaster, it's all wet, sticking to the bottom of my cup over here. All right, Houston, Indy. This is probably the best game of Sunday. I'm very excited for this game. Texans Colts in Indy. Indy coming off of a tough loss at Kansas City. I thought they played well, but we kind of saw the limitations of the Colts in that game against Kansas City. They did not trust Daniel Jones to throw the football. They just flat out didn't trust Danny Dimes. And that's a problem. That's a concern. If you don't trust your quarterback to throw the football, it's not ideal. It's not ideal. Key man. Tomlin, why didn't you just kick the field goal? I agree. It was kind of a long field goal, but Boswell's been nails from distance. Letting the Bears do Bears things to win the game. I told everybody it was going to be a game of ineptitude and who was luckier, and the Bears came out on top, as per usual, because the Bears are stupid and dumb. But yeah, so the Colts, I think at home are a much better team. Texans defense coming off of 10 days, they look dominant against the Houston Texans. I mean, they kicked Buffalo's ass on Thursday. Davis Mills or CJ Stroud, I kind of like Davis Mills more. He just knows what to do with this bad offensive line, get the ball out quick. CJ Stroud, obviously the more talented quarterback. This game's going to be close. This game feels like a nail-biter, a huge game in the AFC South. Houston wins this game. They move within a game of the Colts. Colts move to 8-4. Houston moves to 7-5. They'll be right there. So I think this is a huge game for the Colts. I like the points. I think it's 3.5 right now. I took them in the video earlier. But I like the Colts to squeak this one out. I think we're going to see a Michael Badgley late game-winning field goal here in Indy. Colts hold serve at home, keep the AFC South at a little bit of bay. Somehow the Jaguars are also a game back, and the Jaguars are terrible, and the Colts can never win in Jacksonville, so that's also a really bad sign. Boz hit a 60-yarder right down the middle with room to spare, but I guess Tomlin likes pissing off the fan base. Well, I thought it would have been like a 62-yarder, 63. It would have been a little farther, I thought. I wasn't 100% locked in on how far that field goal was. But yes, I would have given Boz a try. Boswell is a kicker I'm willing to go down with, kicking the football. Even though Chicago is a terrible place to play, Boswell kicks great in bad conditions. He obviously kicks in Pittsburgh, which is a shit place to kick the football as well. Would have been a 64-yarder. Yeah, I would have gave it a go. Fuck it. I agree with you, Keyman. I knew it was over 60. I would have gave it a go. Die with Boz. I'm not dying with Mason Rudolph on it was like 4th and 10, wasn't it? 4th and 11? It was a 4th down. It was a long 4th down. Go down with Boz. Who cares? F it. Did you think he was going to convert? I didn't. Mason Rudolph sucks. I know the Bears defense isn't good, but I would have went down with Boswell. If he misses the kick, he misses the kick. Maybe he was hurt. Maybe he said something you don't know 100%. But I didn't see anything in the pressure that Boswell said he couldn't go there. That's Mike Tomlin. Steelers fans he's kind of, Mike Tomlin's kind of served his purpose in Pittsburgh. All right. Maybe Tomlin got salty. Why would he get salty? Just in general? It's just salty in general? That game was stupid. It was a very dumb game that it was even with just everything that happened. Dumb game. Okay, Saints, Dolphins. Dolphins are going to win this game. The Saints are bad. Alvin Kamara's hurt because he hates winning. He doesn't want to win too much. Just wants to stay at 8 wins, right? That's another big game this weekend. We have not got to that game yet. That is a big game in the afternoon slate. Dolphins are going to beat the Saints. Dolphins coming off a bye. The Saints are terrible. Alvin Kamara hurt. I don't know what to do with the rest of this team. I just genuinely do not know what to do with the rest. I don't know what to do with these teams. Cards over Bucks. Ooh, LT. Aggressive. Now, Baker didn't. We are getting spanked by Buffalo. Yeah, I'm kind of leaning that way too. Buffalo having 10 days off does help. Cards over Bucks. So there are two things here. Baker's hurt. Let's do Jets Falcons real quick. I trust neither of these teams. Kirk O'Chains made one throw last weekend. They're outdoors. The weather's going to be terrible. Tyrod Taylor can kind of throw. Both teams have running backs. I think the Falcons have a little bit better of a team, so I'm going to take the Falcons. I feel zero confidence in either of these teams. I could definitely go with the Jets, Falcons. I'm going to take the Falcons, but it's a true coin toss. Do not yell at me after this because we did good last week, guys. We've been great on the season. We're at like 84% on the season. It's pretty fucking good. Is he out for the season? No, he might play this weekend. So Baker has an AC joint sprain in his non-throwing shoulder. He did not practice today. He is a questionable for the weekend. If not, Teddy Bridgewater is fine. Teddy was the chosen one before his leg got almost amputated. The problem with the Cardinals is they are a horrible coach team. Jonathan Gannon is a bad football coach, man. This defense is terrible. The in-game decisions are terrible. Jacoby Brissett's actually been good running the offense, I felt like, for the season. Like, Jacoby Brissett's been a massive upgrade over Kyler. But the defense is bad. The coaching is atrocious, guys. This is a bad coach team. The Bucs, on the other hand, the defense isn't good. Baker could be out. Bucky Irving is back, though. Our guy Bucky, let's get it going for our guy Bucky back in Tampa over here. So that does help. I think this is a close game. Again, I'm going to lean Tampa at home. Arizona's just really bad. Bucky Irving's a huge... If they can just run the football, control the clock. Chris Godwin's also working his way back from the injury. He played last week. We have Emeka Ibuka still. Cade Otton's going to see a lot of volume, I think, from Teddy Bridgewater. This is an interesting... They're the best 3-8 team ever, I think. No. They're terribly coached. Terribly coached. I'm trying to find a better 3-8 team. The Penn State Nittany Lions are the best 3-8 team. The Bengals are better at 3-8. The Bengals are definitely better than the Cardinals at 3-8. Hit that like button, guys, if we haven't already. Really helps stream out a lot. Get us out into the algorithm for that. But yeah, I think the Bengals are a better 3-8 team. I'm just gonna go with the Buccaneers. I kind of trust them a little bit more as well, especially in a close game. Better kicker. Chad Ryland's okay. Chase McLaughlin's very good. Allen is 4-1 against us. He's coming off 2 INT before. Yeah, bad game against Houston. And they had 10 days off. And he had 6 touchdowns. 6 touchdowns again. Good. I need it for fantasy. So I'll take it. Hold on. All right, Panthers-Rams. LT is taking the Panthers over the Rams. I saw LT trying to like yell at Packers fans for being stupid today too in the chat. I like that comment. Like, that was such a dumb comment. Like, why can't we appreciate both guys had a great Gibbs and LT both had great games once upon a time. You're playing against Allen. All right, Key Man, I'm feeling great now. If you're playing against him and I have him, I think we're going to put up 40. That would be very peak. Going against your own team and you're playing against them in fantasy, you're cooked, brother. I've been there. We felt it. I've lived it. I'm feeling great now. The Rams are going to beat the Panthers. The Panthers keep this game close. The Panthers are getting 10.5 points here at home. They're 6-6. They are coming off a short week, which I don't love. But the Panthers are like good at home. They're good every other week. This game is a little bit closer. Rams win this game maybe by 10, but it's 10.5, so the Panthers cover. Rams win this game, though. This is the best team in the NFL right now. Rams are so good. Outdoors, a little chilly, gives me a little. They've been known to keep games close outdoors. This defense is just too good, though. Defense is excellent. Offense is great. So the Rams, I think, are in a comfortable spot here. All their losses are by 1 score. Pretty sad, not going to lie. Is that true? All the Cardinals' losses are by 1 score? That's crazy. Yeah, Kyler sucked. That's bad coaching. That's bad coaching across the board by Kyler. Yeah, lost by 1 to the Niners, lost by 3 to the Seahawks, lost by 1 to the Titans, lost by 4 to the Colts, lost by 4 to the Packers. No, they lost by 22 to the Seahawks. Close enough. Lost by 19 to the 49ers, lost by 3 to the Jags. So the last 3 weeks haven't been great for them. 2 ass kickings and a close one, but they had been close. Second fantasy only got 57 points and they somehow won. That other guy should be sent into the sun. That's insane. Embarrassing. Mason Rudolph doesn't get blown out a lot, so I don't know. I think Rodgers is starting this week. Rodgers is back. The word is Rodgers is starting this week. A-Rod is back. The defense is the problem. The offense is whatever. It's fine. Vikings getting belted ass by the Seahawks. I don't know, man. Everybody's on the Max Brosmer train. Looks like JJ McCarthy's out, so Max Brosmer could help him. The biggest problem with this game is Sam Darnold against pressure. Minnesota's defense has not been the issue this year. Let's look at the Vikings this year. The offense has been the problem. They've been one of the worst offenses in football. Vikings defense has been pretty good. 22 against the Falcons. That was a late touchdown. They gave up 5 field goals. They had 15. 10 to the Bengals. 24 to the Steelers. Not really. It was a turnover, a pick 6 by Carson Wentz. 17 to the Browns. 28 to the Eagles. One of that was a late score. The Chargers is only their bad game, but that was a short week Thursday. We kind of throw those out. Beat the Lions, only 24. 27 to the Ravens. It was all garbage time. Late score for the Ravens. They held them to field goals left and right. 19 to the Bears, all field goals, 1 touchdown. Packers again, a lot of field goals, no touchdown. They've been on the field a lot, and they do not give up a ton of touchdowns. This is one of the better teams. And Sam Darnold against pressure is fucking dog shit. We know how bad Samantha is against pass rush. I do think the Seahawks win this game, though. They'll find a way to win. I'm interested to see Max Brosmer. The fan base loves him. He's had 5 years, 6 years experience in college. We'll see. He went to the University of Minnesota, so they're going to suck him off after spending 5 years at the University of Rhode Island. The defense is not the problem, though. I think Sam Darnold could struggle. We've seen Sam Darnold turn the ball over a shit ton in games, keep games close. Like, think back to that Texans game on Monday night. What do you have, like 4 turnovers? The game was close, 1-score game. The defense held their serve, won the day. This defense is elite. This is a Super Bowl level defense, and Darnold's going to hold them back. So we'll see. I think the Seahawks win, though. It'll be close. Want to save Rodgers for Baltimore, but Tomlin won't rest him another week. The problem is Rodgers is making the call there. No QB is good against pressure, let's be honest. I don't know. There's some good QBs against pressure, LT. And there's certainly QBs that are better than other QBs against pressure, and they don't fold. Matt Stafford is elite against pressure. You blitz Matt Stafford, he's elite still. Josh Allen's pretty good against pressure. Patrick Mahomes is good against pressure. Jordan Love, surprisingly, is actually good against pressure. But Jordan Love also throws the fucking lollipop grenades when he's getting pressured, and guys just win a jump ball half the time on 3rd down. I saw it last week. I've seen it all season. Had to sneeze, guys. So yeah, good is a strong term, but there are guys that are better, and there are guys that are shit their pants and fold. Sam Darnold shits his pants and folds against pressure. That's really the line there. All right, Bills Steelers. We talked about this one a little bit. We touched on it. The problem is the Pittsburgh defense. Pittsburgh's defense. Tom Brady was terrible against pressure, not towards the end of his career. Tom Brady was super efficient against the blitz. If you want to count, I count blitz as pressure. Pretty good. Now, if you want to count like straight up like in the pocket, yeah, because he's not a mobile quarterback. Mobile quarterbacks are going to be the best against pressure. That's why Mahomes is probably the best against pressure. And Josh Allen, guys that can get out of the pocket. Lamar's probably pretty good against pressure. Lamar takes off more than those other two. The other two throw on the run. Baker's good against pressure as well. So, yeah, if you want to count it as that, but like versus the blitz, you think like blitz is pressure, in quotation marks, whether they get there or not. But good quarterbacks beat the blitz on their throwing. Guys like Matt Stafford, who is elite against the blitz, is the problem. Sam Darnold's just bad against pressure, bad against blitz, bad against everything. If he's not 100%, he's kind of like Goff a little bit. Not quite as bad. He is much more mobile than Goff. He gets out of the pocket, but pressure fucks him up. Goff is horrible. We can all admit Goff is terrible if things aren't perfect for him. Bills Steelers. Bills coming off of 10 days. Tough loss against Houston, but it was a short week. Steelers pass defense is a concern. They feast off of turnovers and sacks, though. Bills offensive line is good, but you can get Josh Allen to turn the football over. It's in Pittsburgh. I'm going to take the Bills here. I think this might be a little bit closer than we think. Pittsburgh just plays close games, man. Pittsburgh's just a grimy team in a good way. Bad for fans to watch, but they play tight games. They muck it up. They like playing in the mud. And the weather's not going to be good this year, but Josh Allen is the quarterback you want to have in bad weather, obviously. He's 6'5", slings the ball. Huge arm, big physical specimens kind of quarterback. Goff is a really good QB. Goff is a fine QB. He's been very much exposed this year. If things aren't perfect for Jared Goff, he is a below-average quarterback. throws the ball straight into the dirt. He's really, really bad if it's not perfect. And we've seen it this year in particular. Chargers are going to beat the shit out of the Raiders. Chargers coming off a bye. Omarion Hampton may be back off of an ankle fracture. The Raiders are the worst team in football. They fired Chip Kelly. The vibes are an all-time low. Chargers win this game. Commanders and Broncos. Broncos are going to win this game as well. I don't think there's any sweat. No Jaden Daniels yet. Jaden Daniels we're probably going to see again this year, which I do love to see. But the Commanders' defense is terrible. Marcus Mariota's whatever. Both teams coming off a bye. I want to see how the Broncos' offense looked. I really liked what I saw against Kansas City, in particular in that second half against the Chiefs. Bo Nix was much sharper for the entire game. They don't have J.K. Dobbins. Let's see how R.J. Harvey runs the football. But again, Sean Payton doesn't know how to run the football. He's kind of a potato when it comes to the running game. And the defense is great. We know the Broncos' defense is great. And they don't have Patrick Surtain. When Patrick Surtain gets back, they're going to be really good. And this is one of the best pass rushes, if not the best pass rush in football, with a bunch of guys that nobody's heard of unless you are committed to the game of ball. Nick Bonito is their leader. Are the Bonito fish big? And they're going to come up big time against the Commanders. Sunday Night Football is a shit game. And finally, to close out our holiday weekend, Monday Night Football. Boom, 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 boom. I think we're going to see our guy Jackson Dart, RIP to the Jameis Winston era in New York. He's electric. We love our guy, Jameis. He's famous. He's the Winston man over here. But he's probably down. And honestly, I think this game is close. New England lost Will Campbell to the IR. Their other tackle got injured as well. I think he's going to play this week. I haven't dived in, but I know Will Campbell hit the IR. Drake May's been kind of the last few weeks. Chargers are the worst team against the run, right? No, I think it's the Dolphins still. We can double check, though. Let's get back to the NFL stats. I think the Dolphins were the worst team against the... I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Dolphins or the Bengals. Bengals are pretty much worse in everything. Defense. Wait, what? Defense. Can I get yards per... Oh, these are players. I'm like, what is going on right now? Can I go team stats? Oh, my God. I don't want player stats. NFL stats, team stats. There we go. Let's look up the rushing stats. Team stats. Let's go rushing. It is the Giants. The worst. I knew the Giants were terrible against the run. Where are the Chargers? Lower. Nothing crazy. About 113 a game. Better than the Cardinals, Eagles, Ravens, Vikings, Titans, Falcons. Better than a lot of teams. So no, they're fine against the run. The protection is the problem. It's the offensive injuries are the problem. Chargers defense is kind of whatever. They've also been banged up. They can also get after the quarterback over there. I knew the Giants were terrible against the run, and the Chargers are pretty good again. They're one of the best teams against the pass, so teams run on them if they're going to move the football. But again, nothing crazy over there. One of the better scoring defenses, top 10, top 12, whatever this is. I'm not counting. But a good total scoring defense. Texans have a great defense. Texans have just a great defense. They're number one in total yards per game, I believe. Yeah, Houston number one in yards per game. They're third in passing and they're fifth in rushing. Houston's just a great defense, and they're like number two in scoring behind the Rams. Yeah, Houston's just got a great defense. They're just monsters out there. So the Chargers are fine. Raiders are bad. Denver's gonna be fine. So the Patriots are gonna have to run the football. No Will Campbell. Drake May can't. The receivers are but you can run against them. I like Travion Henderson. Have a good day. And you can throw against the Patriots. Finally, someone cracked over 55 yards against this run defense. Chase Brown had a great day, 100 yards against New England. But you can throw on New England. And number 20 on the offense is the reason their record isn't that good. Who, the Chargers? Chargers are 7-4. Are we talking about the Giants? Who are we talking about? Whose record's bad? The Chargers lose games because their offensive line is just dead. What am I doing? Oh, yeah, defense. Passing defense. Let's look at bad passing defenses. You can kind of throw on the Patriots, towards the bottom in passing defense. We're talking about the Texans. Oh, 20 on the offense is the reason why the reason why their record isn't that good is because their fucking offensive line is terrible. Their O-line is terrible. That's why their record is bad. And CJ Stroud's been bad this year. Let's just be honest. CJ Stroud has not been good. Offensive line's bad. CJ Stroud's not been good enough. Davis Mills is 3-0, though. It helps. They've struggled to get the run game. I don't love the play calling. I don't love the offensive coordinating. But the Texans are trending in the right direction. Huge game this weekend. Huge game against the Colts this weekend. So you can throw on the Patriots. I think this game is close. I do think New England scrapes by with a win because the Giants just find a way to lose every one of these games. They've had a double-digit lead in like every game, and they've lost it feels like. It's just kind of ridiculous how the Giants blow these games. Good team. New England's fine. They're the one seed in the AFC. They're not that good. Their schedule's been the worst in football. But you liked well-coached teams that take care of business against bad teams. So let's recap and we'll wrap it up. Always a little bit shorter of a stream on Wednesday. Not to mention it is Thanksgiving. I hope everyone has a fantastic holiday. We might be live tomorrow night, hanging out. I don't know, late night. People want to talk Thanksgiving, hang out. Friday night, A&M versus Texas. If we beat the Longhorns on Friday night, I will be live after the game to celebrate with my boys. Thanks and gig 'em. Everybody is wearing the maroon and white on Friday night. Fuck the Horns. Saw them off. Let's go. Silex, what's up with the analysis? Analysts all talking smack on A&M. They act like they don't deserve what they earned. I agree, Silex. They're fucking hoeing us, man. It's because our schedule is shit. Whatever, man. So A&M's played 3 close football games this year. At Notre Dame, who is a great football team. Obviously, Notre Dame is good. They won that game at South Bend week 3. They played a close game against Auburn at home early in the season, but it was kind of weird. I never felt like Auburn was going to beat them. Auburn had negative yards for the fourth quarter, and A&M won that game by a score. They had a touchdown to put the game away called back on a bogus penalty. It is what it is. And Arkansas never had the football to take the lead or tie the game against A&M in that second half. So they've dominated. They've been great. This is a great football team. I love this team. They're going to the playoff. Whether we need to beat Texas. We need to just beat Texas. That's all I care about. SEC championship game would be fun. Winning the SEC would be awesome. I just want to beat Texas, get a playoff win, get to the semifinals, and it's a fantastic season for my Aggies, and the vibes are great. Chatham, what's up? Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Yes, sir. We should be number 1. Who? A&M? Yes. We should. Whatever. If you want to put Ohio State 1, put Ohio State 1. They're the defending national champs. They haven't lost. I'm okay with it. Huge game for the Buckeyes this weekend. I think they roll Michigan this weekend. I'm definitely on Ohio State. We already pre-recorded our college football bets. That'll probably drop Friday morning because there's a million games Friday. And the schedule is busy. Maybe it's Thursday night. We drop the college football bets. But I love the Buckeyes this weekend. I trust them. And if they don't, fuck them. They're not number 1. I agree. If Ohio State doesn't dominate Michigan, they're not number 1. If they lose, if this game is close, not impressive. They've played nobody. Everyone shits on A&M. They have a better strength of record and a better strength of schedule significantly compared to Indiana and Ohio State. They've played better teams and they've beaten better teams. But the hype videos are immaculate. I'm a anxiety level of 9.5 out of 10. I will probably be a 13 come Friday night. So things are tough, but everybody support the Ags. Appreciate that. All right, recap. We have the Lions over the Packers on Thanksgiving. The Chiefs take down the Cowboys in a very close game. I think that's going to be a great game over there. And the Ravens take down the Bengals to wrap up our Thanksgiving night. On Black Friday, Eagles take care of the Bears. Closer game. Eagles win. Bounce back. Browns are my upset of the week. The Browns upset the 49ers at home on defense, not Shedeur Sanders. The Jaguars take down the Titans in Tennessee. Colts win a very close game against the Texans. The Texans are getting 3.5. I love the Texans plus 3.5 here. Colts win the game. Dolphins, Saints. Dolphins are going to win this game. Saints suck. Dolphins are actually playing hard at least. And Devon A-Chain is a dog. Falcons, Jets. I'm taking the Falcons. This is a coin flip. Both these teams are these are the 2 least trustworthy teams in the NFL. They're terrible. Reed is a future Dolphin. No, Marcel's going to be a future Viking. GVZ, what's up? Unfortunately, we're about to wrap up, but thanks for stopping by, guys. Hit that like button if you haven't already. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Buccaneers over the Cardinals. Close game. I think the Bucs win regardless if Baker plays or not. Bucky back. That's what we want. Rams beat the Panthers. I think the Panthers cover. Panthers play better this week. They're getting a shit ton of points at home. Rams probably win this game at 9-10, which is comfortable in the National Football League. Seahawks beat the Vikings. Think it's going to be a little closer than people think. Max Brosmer probably getting the start here, and Sam Darnold against pressure is shitty. Sorry, I think they lose to Michigan. Haven't beat Michigan since 2019. Yeah, but I think that's why they beat Michigan this year. I think that's why. This is a very good Ohio State. This is the best Ohio State team we've seen. We always talk about Ohio State's good. I'm the biggest Ohio State hater ever. They weren't good last year. They won the Natty because of breaks and scheduling. I think this is a very good Ohio State team. They have NFL guys across the board, and they have an NFL defensive coordinator calling plays. They're going to fuck up a freshman quarterback in Bryce Underwood. You need an experienced guy. You need really good, let's see what they do against Indiana in the Big Ten championship game. It feels like, honestly, A&M, I know, bias, cross my fingers, is really one of the few teams that can match up with them offensively because they create so many mismatches with their wide receivers. And Marcel Reed can take off, and the running game's really good, and the offensive line is excellent. And so if they throw great coverage at A&M, Marcel can just take off and get you 6. It would be a dogfight. I definitely think Ohio State's the best team in the country, though. I got the Bills over the Steelers. Bills take down the Steelers. Bills bounce back game. Chargers destroy the Raiders. Chargers off a bye. Good team. Raiders shit. If you had a straight up money line bet to put $1,000 on straight up W, who do you take? In college or in the NFL? If it's the NFL, if we're talking the big game, I would bet it on Ohio State. If it's any college game, fuck me. I don't know. I'd find somebody. Straight up. Money line Georgia straight up this weekend. Or Utah. Georgia or Utah straight up this weekend. If we're talking the NFL, straight up money line, win. Straight up money line game, I feel. For fuck's sake, it's a tough week. This is a very tough week. I would bet the Rams money line. There is a ridiculous amount of wide receiver talent in college right now, and they can't come out this year. The college boys are coming out next year. 26 draft is not that good. The 27 draft for quarterbacks, wide receivers, and running backs is fucking ridiculous. There's elite talent you're going to get in the 3rd round. It is an insanely deep wide receiver, running back, and quarterback draft in 2027. And the quarterbacks can always fluctuate. The wide receivers are not. There are elite wide receivers coming out in 2027. So be on the lookout. Get picks for that. Broncos beat the Commanders. Commanders bad. Broncos good. Patriots win a close one against the Giants. I'm interested to see Dart, and I'm interested to see the Patriots without Will Campbell against a good pass rush. So I do appreciate everybody stopping by. I hope you guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving. I am thankful for each and every one of you supporting the stream. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Jeremiah Love getting drafted this year or next. Jeremiah Love is coming out this year. This is a good running back draft. Jeremiah Love, Kaytron Allen coming out. I think Jam Miller is also coming out. I like Jam Miller a lot more than other people. Jeremiah Love is coming out. It's going to be a great running back draft. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving. Keep it the good content. Appreciate that. GV. So yeah, you guys have a great holiday. Be on the lookout, late night tomorrow. Maybe I'll be live. You guys will probably get a notification. Hit the bell if you haven't already on the channel so you don't miss any of the live streams. You just get a little notification when I'm live, as well as when the videos drop. So that helps as well. So yes, you won't miss that. I'll be live Friday night as well. If the Aggies beat the Horns, we will be alive 100% celebrating on stream. So if we lose, don't expect me. If we win, expect me. And then Saturday night, probably normal stream. And then obviously Sunday to wrap up week 13. I will absolutely be live for you guys. So have a safe Thanksgiving. Enjoy the rest of your night. Enjoy your family and food tomorrow. Eat good. Watch some good football. Let me know what you guys' takeaways are. So I am so very, very thankful for you guys. All 2027 first-round picks are almost promised to be hits, especially on offense. Yeah, probably. I'm sure there'll always be some misses, but it's a great offensive draft in 27. So, again, like, subscribe, and share.